Hi folks, Quill18 here, bringing you another audio commentary from League of Legends. That's to say, commentary slash tutorial. This time around I want to focus on tank characters. A tank character is someone who's quite tough, and who's good at initiating a fight and drawing the attention of enemy heroes. The idea being that hopefully people are targeting you instead of the squishy people on your team who are good at dealing damage. The specific tank I'm going to be playing today is Rammus, who I find to be extremely fun and quite funny. You'll see his moves are pretty entertaining, at least I think so. There's lots of different ways to build tanks, just like everything else. Although with Rammus I find it's a little bit more focused. Like a lot of the characters who are labeled as tanks, you can build as damage dealers sometimes. That's not as much the case with Rammus. I mean, I'm sure you can do it, but he's just so focused in what he does that it works to build him this way. You can see me using his signature move here, his Powerball. Starts him spinning, gets him moving faster and faster and faster as he spins, and when he hits people, he knocks them up and gives them a bit of a slowdown for a moment. It's a really, really good initiating move. See, we don't get a kill there, but again, and while a kill would have been ideal, it's, oh, that's dangerous. What are you doing? There you go, get out of there. While getting a kill is the goal, or is the ideal goal, just getting them lower in health is often quite good because it forces them to not be able to be aggressive to you, and they're not going to be able to lane quite as effectively, get as many last hits, get as much experience, that sort of thing. And it may set you up for a follow-up kill down the road. Now, Vigor's quite low, and he keeps kind of darting forward here to try to get some kills. We may be able to take advantage of that in a moment. Now, this Twisted Fate's pretty good. They know where we're hiding, so he keeps trying to harass us. Oh, and here we go. One thing I like about playing Rammus is it's quite obvious when you're going to be making a move because of that spin-up. And that's to say quite obvious to your allies. Of course it's obvious to your enemies as well, but they can't see you if you're in the bush. So by me starting my spin-up there, my Cassidon laning partner knew that I was going to be darting forward, so he was prepared for his attack. He sort of advertised what's about to happen. Oh, nice flash there to dodge my Powerball. Nice thing with Powerball, it does do AoE damage, so it's quite good for helping to farm a lane as well. So you can see what happened there is I missed my attack, but I still turned it around to attack the minions. What am I doing? I'm going to get myself killed. Oh, in fact I did. There was an ignite on me. Well, that kind of sucked. But time to do some shopping, and I can talk about some of the items that I buy. With Rammus, if you look online, there's 30 different ways of building him. And I'm by no means a Rammus expert. He's not one of the heroes I play the most often, although I have a good number of games set with him. As a tank, you're going to want to focus, of course, on health and magic resistance and armor. But with Rammus specifically, armor serves a dual purpose because his passive means it gives him 25% of his armor as attack damage. So the more armor you have, the more melee damage you will do. So stacking armor is really quite nice on Rammus. But of course you can't neglect anything else, especially since it's quite easy for the other team, if they wish, to get items that negate your armor somewhat, so you can't depend on it wholly. So what I've done in this game to start off with is I've built a Heart of Gold. A Heart of Gold takes a cloth armor and a, what's the ruby gem, the one that gives you health, both relatively inexpensive, and then for a small cost you can combine them together into a Heart of Gold. A Heart of Gold gives you slightly more armor, slightly more health, plus it gives you mana regen, not mana regen, it gives you gold, 5 gold every 10 seconds, a lot like the Philosopher's Stone. And it's quite nice with Rammus because he has a really hard time farming lanes, especially early on. Now later on, once he gets his little Earthquake move, it's not quite so bad, but I find the Heart of Gold is quite nice. And are we able to get him? Well, I'm able to hit him. Does he get away? I've taunted him, and he's dead. So let's talk about Rammus's other moves here. You've seen the Powerball, but his other signature move is a taunt, where he throws it on an enemy, and the enemy is forced to turn around and attack Rammus. It also lowers their armor somewhat. And the taunt move is fantastic for two purposes. One, it prevents... Wow, I'm level 6, he's level 10. I don't think that ends up well for me. There we go. It prevents them from escaping, which is very key. The taunt prevents them from escaping, but also it means that they can't attack the squishier members of your team while your taunt is off. Now, of course, you've got to be confident that you can survive the taunt yourself, but it is a really, really cool move. There's me using Rammus's ultimate, which is a sort of earthquake move that pulses out and does a good amount of damage to things around him. It even damages structures like turrets, which is extremely unusual. I think only Heimerdinger has a move that also damages turrets, so it's a pretty exclusive company. The nice thing about it is that the cooldown is very short, relatively for speaking for an ultimate. I think it's only a minute long. So you're really free to use it quite frequently. And I do. I try to make sure that it's always being used as effectively as possible, and I'm not just saving it up all game for that one perfect moment. It also helps that I believe I've got some cooldown runes in my rune book, so I really can use it much more often. So here I'm going to try to defend my central tower from Gank Williams, the Blitzcrank. And again, he's much higher level because he's been middle most of the time, and he's been really taking a bite out of our Twitch. Our Twitch hasn't been doing too well. So I'm probably going to want to avoid a direct confrontation if I can, but so long as I can defend the tower, that's a good idea. As you can see at this point, I've picked up a second item. I've bought a Chalice of Harmony, which you've seen me buy on Sivir. It's an item I really like to get quite a bit, especially on characters that aren't going to have items that give them a lot of mana or a lot of mana regen. We've got a Master Yi just got killed, and then Twitch gets killed back. What was I saying? Oh, the Chalice of Harmony. Yeah, I find it especially good on people without those items because it guarantees that the effect of the Chalice, where it's more effective when you have very little mana, gets used more often. Here I'm going to try for another kill, intercept Vigor, taunt him, and down he goes. Yeah, someone in the chat is asking what the hell is going on with middle, and I'm just letting them know that Twitch is getting owned. Now, I'm not trying to be mean with that comment. I'm just trying to state a fact. I find it really important to be sportsmanlike in these games and not trash talk. I really don't like it when people trash talk, especially on my own team. It ruins morale, makes the game not fun for anyone, plus it takes away the chance that people will group up and work together as a team. Once animosity starts to come in, it can really just destroy any chance you may have had to win. I throw a taunt at Blitzcrank here. I think I'm going to die. I'm quite low, but oh, maybe I get away. Now, is Death Metal able to get the kill on Gank Williams? No, but we still scared him off, and that's good. So as I was saying, I feel that morale is very important, and the team that is happy working together has the best chance of succeeding. I mean, it doesn't always work out, but really, berating someone is hardly ever going to make a difference. Their Blitzcrank is a little bit low, and we're hiding here in the bushes. We may be able to get something done. I'm not positive, though. This is still kind of a hard situation. Oh, in range of the tower. I'm going down, but is Kassadin able to get the kill? Yes, and then he gets away from the tower. Brilliant, and our Twitch is there. We may be able to get a kill on Vigor. Our Twitch is forced to push back a little bit, but Vigor's almost dead here. What's going to happen? Hey, stop my items. I want to see what happens. Oh, there we go. He comes in for another swing. Oh, but I think he's going to die. And yeah, return. See, he should have just pushed it ahead at the first opportunity. So what have I bought now? I've picked up the Boots of Mobility. These are really good items. They give you a base speed of 2, and as long as you're out of combat for 5 seconds. That wasn't that peculiar. My Powerball can't hit the dragon. How annoying is that? But if you're out of combat for 5 seconds, then your Boots of Mobility turn into a speed 5 item, and you can move around quite quickly. And I really like it for, apparently I've decided the dragon is going to be too tough for me, and I'm just backing off. But I really like those Boots of Mobility for Rammus, because, or in fact, with a lot of tanks, because it allows me to move from